Hello, this is Arthur again, and today I have a 2010 BMW 328i with 167,000 miles. This is an Xdrive version with automatic transmission, and it's here because it has a no start condition. And I did check it over, and what I found is that the starter is unfortunately has died. This car recently had a big job done at the dealership. They had an issue with the adjusters and they were coming apart. It's fairly common on N51 engines to happen, and luckily for the owner, he was able to get it resolved through the goodwill of the extended warranty or something like that with the N51 SULEV warranty. Although his mileage has passed, but he was able to talk them into doing the job, which they did. He did drive for about a month, and then now the starter is dead. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the starter on it, and I'm going to show you some of the pointers if there are any important points you should look out for, such as, first of all, I'm going to disconnect the battery. Alright. Alright, on this model, in order to remove the starter, you have to remove the intake manifold, at least partially disconnect it, move it to the side. To do that, I have to remove all these pieces from here, as well as the airbox. So there are a few 8mm that usually hold this down. This one doesn't look like it has anything holding it down, it's just sitting. Looks like they forgot to put the bolts back in there, and then these covers just pop off as such. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, I removed the airbox, as well as disconnected the mass airflow sensor. Remove this piece to the throttle body, engine cover, as well as the cowl covers. So now I did move over the power steering reservoir to the side. Now it gives me more access to the 11mm bolts and nuts that hold the intake manifold in place. I am gonna go ahead and disconnect the fuel line as well. That gives me a little bit more room to pull this back, and possibly I will disconnect this vacuum line as well. Okay, I have the intake manifold to the side. I did unhook the oxygen sensor wire clips kind of away, the harness. So you can see there's a lot of gunk here. The oil was leaking previously and it got pretty dirty. But our main concern is the starter right there. There is one bolt, a couple bolts that you can access from this side to disconnect the power, and as well as the one bolt that holds the starter in place. But there's another one right there, you can see the back of it, and it goes from the transmission side. And for that one, I'm gonna have to undo it from top of the transmission on that side. All right. Okay, I do have the starter out. This one looks like to be the original one. It's Denso unit. This is the new Bosch that I was able to get from Amazon. It's about $150. This is the part number for it. Just gotta make sure it's the same. And it is pretty much the same. Same connections, same length. So should bolt right in. So to get this out, this bolts, it's kind of tricky because there's not that much room there. What I usually use is a ratcheting wrench, 7/16, a longer one like this. I have another one that is straight. I just dropped it. I'm gonna lift up the car and pick it out later, but then I use this one to drive it out because it's not that much room to put your hand in there to be able to turn it with your fingers. This one is soft enough where it will turn it easily. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put the starter back in there. Alright, the starter is in. I tightened up the bolts. I did use a 11mm ratcheting extended wrench to tighten up the back, E14, and it fits pretty good, perfectly pretty much, and I'm able to get a good grip on it to be able to tighten it down pretty good. So next I'm gonna clean up the mating surface for the intake manifold and then put it back. Just make sure you connect your connection on the starter as well as the wire with the 13mm bolt, the nut, and then this should be it pretty much. Now let's continue. Okay, I have the battery connected. Now we're going to go ahead and start the engine, see if it worked. Okay, started right up. Does sound like it does have a little bit of a misfire. Might have been because of seating. I don't know how it ran before because car came non-running. I'll let the owner know, see what he wants to do. Alright, that was it for the starter replacement. The car starts now. This car does need a few other things done to it. We'll probably be back later another time to see if the owner wants to address some of those issues. But as far as the starter goes, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe.